Alright, for my project, I decided to look at a statistical claim that said 70% of college students are working or employed while they are attending school and this study was performed by Georgetown University. So I decided to ask students from both class or schools that I'm attending. I am going to CSM and taking online classes at Frostburg University. I asked 50 students in total, and from CSM I was able to get 32 responses, and from Frostburg I was able to get 18 responses. Now the results were kind of varied from school. At Frostburg, out of the 18 people that replied to my question, only 7 people were actually employed out of the 18, and when it came to CSM, 26 people out of the 32 were employed. And these numbers are kind of drastic if you think about it, where around 40% of the people at Frostburg are actually employed, where the number is completely higher when it comes to CSM. And I guess when Georgetown did this, they obviously didn't ask every student in the world. They made a hypothesis and went off of it. And I think it's important to look at different areas and different types of school when talking about which students are working, which students are not. Because when out of both of my classes, a total of 33 out of 50 people were employed, which makes up 66%, which is lower than what Georgetown reported. And that could be because, if you're at CSM, more people were paying less than tuition than the average Frostburg student, and they're actually closer to home, meaning that they can find work if they already were employed. Whereas in Frostburg, they're probably not close to home. They're paying a lot more for tuition, so maybe they have to focus on their studies more. While CSM, of course, we should focus on our studies more, but if we have a chance to work and work and get money while we can, while paying for less before, if you want to transfer up to a different, like a state college, so before that. And since I was shown that we only 66% of the students I asked were actually working, it means that it was less than the 70% reported by Georgetown, which is, I mean, it's pretty similar, but like I said, it's less. So that means I guess we would reject what the null hypothesis of the 70% of students that are in college are working. And and that's important because it helps us determine how many people are working. And to see how many people are working, also, you can correlate that to dropout rates. And if we look at dropout rates, compare it to people who are working, it could just be a whole new project in itself. But I just decided to not do that to save myself some time. So, thank you.